of Biden classified when James Comer expects House Oversight Committee Chair to say good morning to you here under our negotiating motion to clear Chair's debt ceiling and spending reductions committee assignments in the tournament's need budget was given to board the border security plan vote. House Oversight Chairman says the discovery of Biden classified Republicans don't control. That's a big question that people in Kentucky back home this weekend were very excited about the rule change. They were most excited about term limits. You know that this is something that Republicans campaign for every election, but we still don't have. I haven't smoked term limits in 6 years in Congress. So I'm glad we're going to finally do things that we can't paint over, and I think that as well as we'll move forward. That was discussed is the day of the possibility of a motion to vacate the chair. Which means a person can say, you know which, Speaker McCarthy, we think you should go, let's call about it. Does it really work how it works? I've said it's a gimmick. I'm not sure if Kevin McCarthy ever did that he would ever be a serious threat to the speakership. Kevin McCarthy shall be. Too bad he's going to be a threat to that by vacating the chair. They can be used by one person, which I don't. Not on either side of the aisle, but I believe Kevin McCarthy will be the Speaker for the next 2 years because the big vote passed by the Republicans last week might make it easier for him to get on the hard votes. House Oversight and the challenges in the difficult weeks ahead. I really do hope this was a learning experience for everyone. I hope this was a learning experience for the 20 people. You know, I believe that they could have declared victory a few days before Saturday morning. Learn when to announce Vic. I think it was a good lesson for McCarthy and the leadership team to understand and then make sure they have the votes before the big major bill that comes here before the deadline. So I think it was a learning experience for the whole conference, and hopefully we can learn from it and do better overall moving forward. A lot of people just don't follow what you're trying to improve the system. Kevin McCarthy, now it's time that we check and provide some balance. The president's policies a long ago bills really peel funding for 87,000. You're all one of our first hearings that we've held on the southern border. And there's no direct safety and sovereignty crisis. If it goes to the Senate under the leadership of the Democrats, we will see how many of his ideas are viable in terms of explaining things to the American people. How many people can tell you what an omnibus bill is that is going to go on like this, or in this Congress? And if you tell the people that one classified documents from Biden's time as VP, that maybe they will understand why it took so long to happen last week, is a very good point. And I think that if the American people knew what happened in the days leading up to Christmas this year, and $1.7 trillion or so, how are tax dollars spent, without a member of Congress offering an amendment, without fully understanding the bill, without debate, I think they're going to be upset. Will this prevent Democrats from resenting him in the future? But the way it's going, the American people will get transparency from the government. As for the new majority, everyone will be held accountable. Be the subject of your first oversight hearing. And when will it be? As soon as we settle the committee. Our first committee hearing will be on COVID. You know, we spent trillions of dollars on COVID-19 in one hearing. thorough monitoring of these funds during the COVID pandemic so that it is visible to potentially classified files found at Biden Center investigated. That Democrats were concerned about wasteful spending. We know that hundreds of billions of dollars have been wasted in PP debt, stimulus funds, and unemployment insurance extensions. Nobody's taking that turkey, and nobody's being held accountable, which we're going to take a hard look at. 3. DOJ reviewing potentially classified docs at Biden Center. A former office belonging to the president bought him as a personal attorney to vacate office space at the Penn Biden Center, which is immediate, and the administration is cooperating. According to the special counsel to the president, Richard Seaberg, that they were handed over to the National Archives. The next day will likely be a political headache for President Biden, as the DOJ has been investigating former President Donald Trump's Florida state for months to review potentially classified documents from the Jetsons. About 300 classified documents were recovered, but prosecutors said Trump and representatives resisted the request. It has now been revealed to return the full archive of classified documents. That the classified documents were discovered in Center Hall.